plants line both sides of the Ohio River. When things go wrong, do you have the information you need to know? What do the industries do to inform the public? NEWS9's
Gage Goulding takes a look in this special assignment up in the air.
On June 29th, residents in Follansbee flocked to the side of Route 2, some even stopping in the middle of the roadway after they saw massive flames rising from the Mountain State Carbon plant. More than a month later, we spoke with emergency responders that were at the scene that evening, as well as environmental specialists, to learn more about what took place inside the plant and how it affects you.
When the power outage happened at the plant, they were not able to get the coke oven gas that the ovens were generating to their pollution control equipment.
The result? Large flames emitting from the plant, also known as flaring, a method used to burn off toxic gas.
Coke oven gas that is not treated is very dangerous. There are lots of toxins in the gas. There's lots of soot in the gas. There's sulfur dioxide. There is a considerable amount of toxics, such as benzene, that could cause cancer.
But the plant needed to release the gas to prevent pressure from building up inside the ovens. However, the alternative of flaring isn't all that much better than releasing the gas straight into the atmosphere.
It's better to burn it, but usually when you burn something like that, especially in an emergency, you're not burning off all the gas. There's still a lot of pollution that's being generated.
And according to Arnowit, the effects of breathing in the harmful toxins can be severe in many cases.
There are a lot of different types of people who may have experienced health problems, especially if you have a breathing problem, asthma, COPD, or even perhaps if you have a heart condition.
And for those who do not have any current health problems, prolonged exposure to carcinogens such as those emitted on June 29th, severe health problems could develop over time.
There are carcinogens coming from the plant, and that chronic exposure is what can cause cancer over a long period of time.
But just how many carcinogens were released into the air that evening?
What we do know is that there weren't any violations of the federal standards, so that's good. There wasn't a lot of wind that night, so there's certainly lots of reasons why the monitors may not have picked up the full exposure.
However, people living close to the plant may have experienced an increased amount of exposure, according to Arnowit. But if Mountain State Carbon would have flared off gases just over 4.5 miles away in Pennsylvania, it would have been illegal.
The type of flaring off of the coke oven gas without any pollution control is something that, in some states, like in Pennsylvania, that's a violation of air pollution rules.
And coke plants in Pennsylvania have had issues in the recent months as well.
Pittsburgh coke plants have been having problems with big accidents, fires that have knocked out pollution control equipment, sometimes for a day, sometimes for months.
Follansbee Fire Chief Larry Ray was at the scene inside of the coke plant the night of June 29th. He now says that the plant is in the process of putting in place a redundancy system to help avoid a situation like this.
I know that they had added at least one backup generator.
The plant is also working on securing a second source of power from an alternate supplier, but an immediate change that has already been made, keeping the public in the loop.
It was just the lack of communication from the mill and the emergency services to the public. That's where we slipped up a little bit.
I think that we may be a little bit more aggressive in getting a news release out here.
NEWS9 contacted AK Steel, the company that owns the Mountain State Carbon plant, to confirm this information. This is the message we received back. Quote, "Our company worked closely with local emergency response contacts during the loss of power at Mountain State Carbon back on June 29th and would have communicated more broadly about the event if needed."
NEWS9 reached out to AK Steel again to confirm if they had a second source of power available to avoid releasing those toxic fumes into the atmosphere. That message was left unanswered. Reporting for NEWS9 Special Assignment in Follansbee, I'm Gage Goulding.